Hello, everybody, and welcome
Hey,
to our first
over here.
building episode of Fallout 4.
Hold
Uh,
position.
Turns out, didn't change my mind. We are going to build the clinic, as you can see. For some reason, Marcy's decided to help us. Not really, it's just a thing they do. So we're gonna build our clinic out of this building here. The only thing I really did to set up for this is to wire the roof so that we have electricity anywhere inside that we need it. Unless we build something that needs a direct connection. But I don't think we'll be building that. I did actually use my perk points to get medic 1 and local leader 2, so that we can actually build our clinic and some crafting stations. So actually, the first thing we're going to do is to build our clinic. So this here is the store clinic, and what I mean by that is oh, there must be something. Yeah, I was gonna say there had to be something on the ground to stop it. 'Cause I'm pretty sure it can be built back here. Something else, maybe through the corner. I don't know why it's not allowing me to build it here and making me go all the way back. It's very weird. But anyway, and unfortunately we can't move this. Um, but yeah, so this here, if we assign a settler to it, uh, they'll sell us some supplies. If we assign the right settler to it, that looks good. They will actually give us. They'll actually sell more, better stuff. So like, there's one. I think it's just one doctor in the game where if you manage to recruit them, do I want that there or there? Let's see, because we got that there. We can do that here, I guess. I kind of want to put it out there just to, in case we decide to use it, then we don't got to go all the way inside. Well, either way, we're going to build it. Now, this is a surgery chair, so if you ever want to change your appearance, you can use this. It does require somebody assigned to it, I do believe. Even though it is a surgery chair, it honestly doesn't matter who's assigned to it. You can use it. They don't have to have any kind of medical knowledge, which may not be the best idea for you, but whatever. Now, this here will be our main clinic, so we'll need some beds. We'll use these nice hospital-looking beds and try and get them lined up with the wall nicely. Unfortunately, this. Well, no, actually, it does look pretty good there. All right. Go, and then we got a space in between them, and then we'll do the same on this side. Expect to hear that a bunch as we build, because as it can trigger on anything, and we're going to be putting down a lot of stuff, or at any point that I gain experience, that can trigger. And obviously, every time I build something, I do gain a little bit of experience. Sadly enough, you may see me level up more during these building episodes than you see me level up during the actual gameplay. Alright, so there's got enough room for 4 non-critical patients. That seems a little big. There it is. And then since, doctors need to have something, to... Come on. There it is. We'll put one of these at the end of each bed. There it is. There we go. Played Played a couple of new games recently. Played one called Mythic Ocean. It was really good. Very story based, like as in that's all it is story based. A few collectibles to get in that, but mostly story based. Um, really good actually. It had a decent story to it. It had everything made sense. Now it did say that like, oh, your choices affect the ending, and it very much did make it seem like that was the case. Oh, I only got one good clipboard. Well, that's a shame. Uh, oh well, I can put it down and you'll see what I'll do when I get the rest. But in all honesty, I'm not sure that it would be worth. Like, I only played through it once. I'm not sure that it would be worth a second playthrough, purely because it is very much a give your own response to it. Like, don't think, oh, what will make everything better. Just tell them what you want to tell them, right? Because like the whole point of it you is that you're a god, but not really, and you have to talk to these other gods, and then at the end of the game, one of them will become the creator of a new world, and that is the plot, by the way. Like you are aware that one of them will create a new universe at the end of the game. So once I get more clipboards that aren't battered, I'll have one on each of them, and that will obviously, and then each will have a pencil or a pen, depending on if I have more pens than pencils. But either way, that'll let the doctor write down notes, whatnot. It's like, oh, this is patient whatever, this is what their problem is, yada yada. All right. Okay, sure. Okay. But yeah, I don't really like after I finished playing it, I didn't think, oh, now I should play it again because I feel like it ended the way that it would end if I was actually in that position. Get the nice clean looking metal table in here. Um, because like the whole point of the game is like you talk to them about stuff. They don't know that they're going to become a creator. They don't know as they don't know who you are. You don't really know them because as far as anyone knows, neither like none of you have met before. They all some of them, well, except for the one, I guess. The one knows that they've met you before, but okay, that should be it's a little crooked, but that should be fine. That looks about centered, like directly above it. Perfect. Uh, and then yeah, at the end of it, one of them creates a new universe, and you get like a little spiel there about how it all turned out and how everyone got along and everything. And I feel like mine turned out really well. I can't, and like after having played it, I couldn't really think of anything that I really would have changed to be different. Man, this room, I remember this room being bigger for some reason. Oh, why the hell are you up there? Oh, this stupid fucking shelf in the road. This is not what I did last time. Maybe I did it over here. That makes more sense. Um, but yeah, like mine turned out rather well. I did everything that I could. I gave everybody the advice that I would have given them in those situations. And yeah, it all turned out rather well. The new universe that they created was basically, yeah, everything went well, and everything worked out. So it's like, yay. So yeah, I can't really think of anything. I couldn't really think of anything that I would have changed for it. So I didn't really feel the need to replay it, but I would highly recommend one playthrough of it the very least. I mean, you can get the 100% in one playthrough if you're worried about achievements. It doesn't really feel like it's lighting up in here, but I guess it's still kind of dark out. So, okay, so this is our surgery table. I realize we have the surgery chair out there, and it would make sense to use the surgery chair for this, but in reality, there's very little point to it. We're going to throw a sink here for the doctors to wash their hands, or anybody else to wash their hands as they interact with people, you know. Okay, we'll maybe throw it to the side so that it doesn't bugger up with the... I don't know what's causing it to fucking jump to the roof like that, though. Alright, we'll leave it. Well, no, because I don't want to leave it there because it's very clearly crooked. So I don't know exactly what it's attaching to up there. Ugh. Fine, we'll put it on the other wall. That way, there we go. I guess when people first come in, they can wash their hands. I mean, granted, the sink doesn't work, but you know. Actually, come to think of it, does the sink work? It does. See, look, you can drink water from it, so it works. May not make sense, but it doesn't have to. All right. We'll throw up some more lights above these beds as well. That looks good. Centered. That looks good there. Those look. Put it on there on the line. That should make it a little bit easier to keep everything lined up properly. Unfortunately, when you're building, obviously it always puts stuff a specific distance away from you, and that distance may not always be what you want. You can change your distance, I do believe, when you're holding it. I don't. It's some combination of buttons, I think, will move it backwards and forwards. I honestly, because right and left trigger, that changes that. Yeah, I don't remember what it is. I'm reasonably certain that there's a way to do it. I never use it. I just place it and then get to like the distance I'll need to be from it, and then pick it up and go from there. Unfortunately, I can't stop these guys from coming in here and doing shit, but you know, what can you do? All right, so instead of having this be our surgery, we'll make this a I guess a quarantine room. You know, a rest or recovery room. Extra bad. Now, it may not make sense to have the surgery be directly like where the other patients, you know, can see into it. But once again, we're in a wasteland. It's not going to be perfect. You know, we don't have like I could build like a big fucking like 3-story hospital with private rooms and everything, but I'm not. I want to keep it more realistic, I guess, to what we have, right? Um, to what we have in this universe instead of like, yeah, I want to keep it in universe realistic, not like realistic, you know. Actually, you know what? We're gonna shove it in this corner over here if it'll allow us. These fucking shelves, man, they're so fucking annoying. You have to get so close and look straight down so that they're not registering to actually put stuff on the ground. You can still make it through there. That's good. All right. So this is for our exceptionally sick patients. And then over here, oh, putting fucking shit in the ceiling again, eh? Okay, I want another one of those metal tables like we had. Don't move it enough that I can get in. I'm gonna put it right against here. Oh, and then we're gonna get a nice set of metal shelving. That looks too big. There we go. That's gonna fit nicely in this cubby. Good. I do like this room for this. Like, oh, I guess I could have used the shorter set of. Well, no, because the shorter set doesn't quite. Yeah, whatever. It looks weird. I guess it's just really attached up there, so that it won't fall over. I don't know. You can make up whatever you want for that one. Then I want to throw one of these down. It's really far away from the wall for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. Can I get it into this corner? Or is it the object or is it something in the corner? No, it's the object itself has some kind of weird collision in the back. Let's just get some more regular shelving in here then. Some lower ones on this end of the room. Even though, right, like we'll put the lower ones on this end, even though we have the higher one over there. But whatever. Here. Now, I don't know, I don't think that we have nearly enough stuff to actually decorate this place the way I normally do it. But there's a location that we'll hit up at some point that will have a decent amount of the stuff that I use for it, or that I normally use for it. Yeah, it's registering me now for collision. I had it there first. Okay, there's no way that's way too far out. Oh, why can I get so close to that side? That's so weird. But whatever, I guess. I'll just have to accept it. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I don't. Come here. If you're going to be like this, we're going to take you out here, put you down. Now, I did talk about this before, but I never really showed it. Pop you down, and now if you hold A over something, it'll select not only that item, but everything that's like considered attached to it. Oh my god, I did not get. Okay, hang on. I need to get closer to this fucker. So if you put down a mat close enough to an item, it will pick it up as if it's connected to it. And then as long as the mat is placeable, everything attached to it will also get placed down. So I can put that there, even though, as you saw, I shouldn't have been allowed to. And that's actually how I built my greenhouse. I had to do that for the one wall because the fence was really screwing it up. All right, so there we go. We got our metal shelves. We got this shelf. Awesome. Got our shelf there, and we got our table here. So now we'll see what we have for decoration purposes. Bag of cement, fertilizer. You know, believe it or not, I don't think that those will be useful in a clinic. Take that. That we need the bone cutter. You know what? We'll take a broom. Or no, actually, I will wait because I think that we have a clean broom down here somewhere. Yeah. Coffee pot. No, if they want drinks, they don't do it at the clinic. Cotton yarn. Well, we do need thread. Cutting fluid. I don't actually know what cutting fluid is, so we'll leave that. Dog bowl, dog tags, duct tape. We'll take 5. A couple of Cotton Wonder glues. Let's see. Don't need any of that for this. Kitchen scale I'll take actually. Life preserver, light bulb, battery. Military grade duct tape we'll take. Mop. Plunger. Rat poison. That would be a good one to put in your clinic, right? Oh, there you go. We'll take all the scalpels and the scissors. Surgical scalpel and the tray, obviously. Test tube rack, important. Toothbrush, toothpaste. The Wonder Glue. Wooden spoon and wrench. Alright, so this is what we have to work with right now. Like I said, it's not everything that I normally decorate this place with, but it's actually way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we also have somewhat of an issue here with certain objects not, as you can see, registering properly. Now, when I put it in there, it will pop up, but so we'll throw these up here, since this is going to be like our little research lab type thing. So, you know, we got some monster research going on here. Cotton yarn, duct tape. Put on a couple of those, The military grade, and where's the regular Wonder Glue? A couple of those. Okay. So now one thing that you can't really do though is place stuff on different shelves. As you can see, it wants to place it on the top, and that's all that it will place it. If you get close enough, you might be able to force it down, and I do believe, whoops, that if you crouch, maybe, no, it still forces it to the top shelf, but that's fine, because thankfully with this stuff, we don't really need to worry about it being like placed with that, right? Throw down duct tape there. Whoops. As you can see though, when you're moving it around like this, collision remains active, unlike when you're doing it normally. And every once in a while it'll do that where it just doesn't actually register that the thing's moving or that you have a hold of it. Where's it? There it is, the military grade duct tape. And we'll throw that there in case they need some extra strong stuff. Drop that. So as long as you haven't picked it up in in like the build menu yet, whenever you pick it up, it will automatically stand it upright. If you've already picked it up like that though, and then it gets knocked over for some reason, whatever that reason may be, it will then, when you go to pick it up, remain in that version. Like it won't right itself anymore. It'll just stay knocked over and in whatever position it is. which is good and bad. I mean, it would be nice if you had more control over it, but you know, what can you do? So we'll throw that down. Cotton yarn. Test tube rack. So the kitchen scale is going to go on here. I need the scale bit to be out though. Test tube rack is going to be here. Cotton yarn can go up top in here. Now, I did drop something else, did I not? Did I keep that in here? No, I didn't drop it yet. Okay. And then we have the research test tube itself. Now, the research test tube is weird because obviously it would be nice if it could go in there. And while that is a thing that can happen, as proven by the fact that when we find test tube racks out in the wild, it is very common for them to have some test tubes in there. Now, as you can see, outside of the build menu, we can't place it properly, or like we can't place. When I say properly, I mean obviously it standing upright on its own is not something one of those things should be able to do. Okay, so we'll throw down a couple scalpels as well, and a couple pairs of scissors, but obviously we need to throw down them one at a time. Okay, and now the scalpel will actually go on here as well. Come on. Go. These will be their backup scalpels. Oh, there. Now the scissors that I can't see. There we go, because they're very hard. Oh, no. I guess I could have used the build menu for this one since they're going on the top shelf. Go. And they can go up there next to the yarn, which is, you know, obviously their thread for stitching up wounds in that. Okay, and that's unfortunately everything that we had in there. Well, actually, no, that's not true. We do have a couple more things. So for our surgery over here, we're going to throw down the surgical tray and place it, obviously, on the little cart that's here. And you'll actually see, like, when we get to, because there's a few hospitals we go to in this game, these little carts here are actually the carts that they use in the hospitals in this game. Okay, so we'll throw down that. We'll throw down a pair of scissors as well. So we have the surgical scalpel. Now, unfortunately, we can't place the surgical scalpel in the tray. Very easily. Because like we can't use the build menu for it. You know, I'm actually going to place it on the table and then get closer to it. Get to the edge, get even closer to it. Stop fucking bumping it. The collision in this game is horrendous, in case you haven't noticed. And drop. Perfect. Now to find those scissors that I've probably been. Oh, there they are. I was about to say probably been kicking around, but I guess not, because they had fallen through the floor a little bit. Place them there. Probably not the best way to put them in the thing with the part that you grab being out there. Now I think we might get some different kind of scissors as well that I might put on there, but for the moment that's the ones we're using. Alright, so I don't need any more scalpels in that. Oh, I do. Okay. So now the broom, once again, it looks weird, but it does get placed properly because it will come up or it'll fall through the ground. Alright, well, that's a shame. Normally, when you place them like that, they'll come up through the ground, not down like that. But what can you do? So throw the mop in there. Try and stand it up as much as possible. There we go. And unfortunately, our clean broom is now disappeared into the ether, but what can you do? Then we have a bone cutter. And now, like I said, this will be like the temporary setup for this, um, because like I say temporary setup, I mean the clinic isn't changing or anything. But as we get to like actual hospitals and that in the game, we'll be able to pick up hospitals and like research centers and that we'll be able to pick up more and more stuff that will outfit this place a little bit better. I'm just going to do a quick run through of this, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much all that. I want to say that there was something else I wanted, but now I can't. Oh, right. No, don't think I need. Oh, yeah, I need a hot plate. Metal bucket. I was thinking of putting like all the bones somewhere, but I'm not sure about that. I mean, I could, I guess. I could put them on the. Yeah, you know what? We'll grab one of each. There's an upper skull. Get a full skull. Right hand bones. Pelvis bones. Gonna build almost an entire person here. Left leg, left hand, left arm. Oh, don't forget the femur. That's an important one. It should be more or less all the bones, right? Yep. All right. I did not. Otherwise, I wouldn't have picked it up. Okay, so the hot plate and then the metal bucket we can place with this because the metal bucket is just basically cleaning supply type deal, Have a mop bucket. And the hot plate is for the research stand here. Alright. Boop, boop. We'll just place these one at a time. It looks so creepy because it's just like its eyes staring out. And then upper skull can go next to it. For some reason, the upper skull looks exactly the same as the regular skull, but when you place that one, it looks proper. Okay, so we got right and left hand bones, so we'll grab both of those, and we'll put them on here as well. Go right and left hand bones. Unfortunately, we only have left arm bones, but bones are bones. Oh, no, that's fine. I'll have to pick them up a different way anyway. Throw that on that shelf. Pelvis. That's a. Oops. Pick it up differently so that it goes on there differently. There we go. That one can go underneath. Left leg and femur. I don't know where the left leg bone just went to, but the femur. Can go down there. Did we lose the left leg bones? I honestly don't know where they could have. I mean, I heard them drop because they make like the bone rattling noise, and they're not in my inventory anymore. Maybe I'm gonna go outside and take a quick look because they may have dropped out there. I guess maybe they dropped out the window. Oh, yep, there they are. Teach me to drop more than one thing at a time. Okay, and then the left leg bones can go down here as well. Oh, no, they attach like that. In fact, I think they actually still have their femur attached to it. All right. So now that's all the junk that we're gonna put in here. But Preston, Preston, get the fuck out of the way. Just fucking puts him away. I don't know why he's decided he needs to sit there. But now we're gonna go into our aid. We're gonna take a dick doll, blood pack. Take a brain fungus, buff out. Do have canned dog food. Let's see, day tripper. Death glowing meat, dirty water. Take a glowing fungus. Irradiated blood. One jet. One medics. Take a Mentats. Whoops. Let's see. Psycho. I actually still have erratics on me. I'll just use that one. Oh, I don't know why there's a stim pack in there. Tarberry, potatoes. Oh, I should take a potato flour. Fruit XL. Alright. Preston, piss off. Alright then. Now, let's turn on my light. And get into our aid here. Alright. We're going to drop one at a time so that I don't fuck it up. Alright, so this here is going to be our drug storage thing. Now, you would think, shouldn't you, oh god. Shouldn't you be storing those in a locked place? And the answer is probably yes, but, you know. Just assume that this place has a lock on the door, even though it very clearly does not. Ah, fuck. Actually, come to think of it, I don't even know, like, where... Yeah, you place stuff on top of that one. I'm not too worried about getting them in any, like, real specific order while they're on here. I just kind of want them on the shelf, you know? Take rat away. Oh, look at that. The skull is actually still through the... That didn't place properly at all. No wonder it didn't. No wonder it looked the same as the other one, because it was the same as the other one. Well, I can actually change it. I said it rotates it properly. Oh, whoops. Oh, there we go. Did I not? I could. Oh, whoops. Add away. Oop. Maybe I didn't drop it properly then? We're actually going to put rat away on this shelf. No, shouldn't. Because I was thinking rat away is obviously like going to be a very common requirement, you know? So actually, you know what, come to think of it, since we have this here, don't flip over. And let me guess, now that you flipped over, you won't flip back. What if I do this? There we go, perfect. Oh, actually, it's perfect. crouch, grab it, and this can go in there because that'll be a very common thing that people would want to buy from here. So we'll leave that one out there. I don't know, I had two psychos on me, but whatever. Because while these drugs are obviously bad, there's lots of things where they're used medically, and then if you use them outside of that, why do I have more? I have so much more stuff on me than I thought I did, and I have absolutely no idea why. But yeah, like there's a lot of stuff where you shouldn't use it outside of its intended uses, but lots of people do. Medics. You know what? This one I think I'm gonna say is also an alright one, just to be out here and sell. Probably shouldn't have the needle pointing the direction the person would have to reach down to grab it, but whatever. I still have two jet. Why do I have? Did I not? Oh, jet's a different one. That was psycho. Okay. So jet can go there, which is Halen. Irradiated blood, not food, would go with our research stuff here. The hub flower. I guess that isn't really research stuff, is it? The research stuff is over here. So the hub flower can go there. That's like bones and body parts. Not food. I like how irradiated blood is not food. It's fucking glowing liquid. I don't know why I have so much of it. I guess it probably just picked up like all of them. Glowing fungus goes into there. Day tripper. I'll have to stand out and up, it looks like. Up, and then it can go in the cupboard as well. Cram, buff out. There's also a few other ones, like there's because they put like some varieties in here compared to like Fallout 3 and that. Like for example, the mentats actually have like a few different flavors. Like there's an orange one, and a grape one, I want to say. Excuse me, but I'm not 100% on that. But I know that there's at the very least an orange one. The blood pack isn't. The blood pack isn't actually going in here. The blood pack is going to go in here, in case of emergencies. Once again, I will have more. Now, here's the thing, right? I keep saying, like, I'll have more stuff to put on here later. But the thing is if we come back and all this shit is falling through the shelf and onto the floor, I'm just going to leave it there and just say, fuck it, I'm done. Because there's no point in me going through the trouble of setting it all up again just to have it do it yet again. Alright, but yeah, so I think that's more or less. Oh, wait, no, I need some more lights here, actually. Decoration, or not decorations, lights. We'll just have a standard bare bulb in the hallway here, because that's not really too necessary. And since this is a recovery room, that's not too bad. Let's see though, I need some better lighting for this area. So give them a nice bright light right above the desk. And then if we get track lights, but I'm not quite sure that they work properly because of the ceiling fan. There we go, to light up. Now, I guess that doesn't really make too much sense. We'll get rid of those. Do I have any other kind of like better? I don't think so. I mean, I have fluorescent ceiling lights, which definitely look more. Ooh, that should actually. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with that. We'll go with that. And then if we get track lights, but I'm not quite sure that they work properly because of the ceiling fan. There we go, to light up. Now, I guess that doesn't really make too much sense. We'll get rid of those. That seems really fucking big. Here we go. Much smaller one. Is that on? It doesn't really look like it's providing any light. And then because this is once again just like your standard room, just throw a regular light in there to light up the rest of it. Yeah, and then like I said, once we hit up some hospitals, well, to be fair, I could probably go and get whatever bones were missing from the graveyard. But that's going to be the inside of the clinic. I guess I could light up in here a bit more. There we go. Because, I mean, we need the lights directly above the beds, but I guess it doesn't mean that we don't need any other lights. Alright, let's see now, because there is some other stuff I'd like to do here. No, I don't want that. Decorations. Is it miscellaneous, maybe? Not entirely sure. No, that obviously is trash bins. Oh, I probably should give them a trash bin, but there's clean ones at the end of this. I'm not going to worry about giving them the dirty one. Ashtray shouldn't be smoking if you're at a hospital. Here we go. Trash can, they'll need one in the surgery. And once again, it has that really shitty collision with it for some reason, but whatever. They can have one in the surgery, and then there will be one outside here. Alright. Brotherhood, Institute, Minutemen flag. Okay, so it wasn't in there. It isn't Nuka World. It must be under wall decorations then. Flags, magic creatures, paintings, posters, signs maybe? Tools, plumbing, electrical. Actually, where is that restricted area? Put it up here. For some reason we can't. Alright, can I put it? There we go. Tools, restroom. Employees must wash hands before returning to work. That one there. Biohazard sign here. It's liquor, hot dog, waffles, books, candy, bakery, stationery sales, salon, locksmith, government property. Oh, there it is. I knew it was somewhere. Good old clinic sign. Pressed it. Fuck off. Bastard. I think the person stands over here, so that being there should be fine. Lobster roll, gun shop, ice cream. Okay. What do we got for miscellaneous, though? We've got clocks, hanging buoys, which is... They added a lot of those for some reason. They really wanted you to decorate in Far Harbor. I don't think there's any posters that I want to... Oh, hang on, I saw clinic there. Or did I not? Oh, Milton General Hospital. A lot of these signs, by the way, there's like destroyed versions and then clean versions of them, I do believe. Communism, War Machine, Nuka-Cola, Vim, a bunch of movie posters. Yeah, nothing needed there. Paintings, we don't really need paintings in our clinic. Mounted creatures, obviously not. We need a flag on our clinic. Alright, we do probably would Not light here though. For, the surgery, and obviously for the store itself. Um, oh, XCOM 2 is downloaded apparently, or at least ready to start. All right, let's see. Can I put them on there? That would be cool. Right? Across there. No. Well, I should be able to put it here though. C. And C. There you go. The clinic. Hidden behind the bushes a little bit, the words, but it's there. All right, and then once we get some more stuff, we might come back and decorate a bit more. But as for like building stuff, like in build mode, I'm pretty sure that's more or less all I want to put in here. I mean, and we got quite a few decoration stuff as well, like junk decorations and that. So I mean, yeah, once we get our doctor, but I think we need like 20 settlers or something for him to even have a chance of spawning. We can assign him to there. The surgery chair in the back, like this, I normally assign Curie to that. And then, yeah, then obviously all the beds in here are just more or less for show. Um, I think if I have like a random settler that I make a supply line with, I think I'll usually assign them a bed in the clinic just so that I don't need to have like a special house for them or anything. But yeah, that's our clinic. It was our first building episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I try and build my stuff to fit the aesthetic of Fallout 4 and like the destroyed wasteland and that, instead of trying to build stuff that looks like more modern and that. Because otherwise, obviously, there is a few other things that we could have done to make it a little bit more, like real life clinicy. But I mean, once again, this is Wasteland Doctors. You get what you get. So yeah, tell me what you think about uh, our first building episode here. If you are excited to see more, if there's something specific that you want me to build, I might set up a recruitment station so that I can set up a couple of supply lines. And yeah, as for next week, I don't know exactly what we're going to be building. I think it might depend on what all we do in the first two parts next week. But I'm currently leaning towards finishing up Abernathy Farm. But yeah, that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week for more Fallout.